Hey guys, it's Poms Monday. Just wanted to check in here and make sure all my babies are staying stretched and motivated and keeping up with their tumbling until we get back into the classroom. I do miss you guys a whole ton, and I wanted to give you some stuff to do at home today so that way you guys can keep up with your flexibility and making sure that we're ready to go once we get back in class. So first off, we're going to do a warm-up. Again, when you're doing your warm-up, this is to get your blood pumping and to get your heart beating and to get your body going. So I want you to pick a high-tempo song, any song that you would like to play in the background and try to keep up with the beat. I want to make sure that you're completing certain things and making sure you're getting in the quantity that you need. So for your warm-up, it does not matter if it takes you more than one song, but I want you to do 35 complete jumping jacks. Again, remember that you're slapping at the top and then slapping your legs on the way down. Then once you're done with your 35 jumping jacks, I want you to do 35 squats. Now, girls, remember, when you're doing a squat, your chest is up. You make sure your shoulders are back and you're putting your butt down like you're going to sit in a chair. And you want to make sure that your knees are not going over the front of your toes. Now, when you're done with your 35 squats, we're going to do 35 switch legs and then end it off with 35 lunges. That is just your warm-up. So make sure I kept it the same number for everything. 35 jumping jacks, 35 squats, 35 switch legs, and then 35 lunges. Once you're done with that, please continue into our full stretch. Now, you remember from last week, or you can go back to last week's, but make sure you start off in the standing position, stretching way up to your top first, pulling that spine, making sure you're pulling to the sky, and then going all the way down to the floor. Now, remember not to curl your back, making sure that that back stays nice and flat, and you're making sure that you're locking your knees and keeping your legs straight. Start off in the standing position and then move on to your seated, which would be your feet together, stretching nose to knee, pointed toes, and then toes to the sky. Then you'll go into your straddle position, bringing your nose to knee on your left, your right side, and your middle. And then also going to your ballerina, doing your left, your right, and your middle. Once you're done with that, you can do your butterfly and your diamond. And then work on laying on your back, crossing that leg over your body, not removing your shoulders from the floor. You can stretch a couple more things. After that, give yourself another 2-3 minutes of stretching. Make sure you're nice and flexible. And then we are going to start off again. When we begin any type of tumbling routine, I like to make sure your legs are nice and stretched first. A lot of people like to just jump into the tumbling. I know you guys do, but if you're not fully stretched, again, you need to make sure you are fully stretched. So I have Kira here with me today. She's going to be using my china cabinet. We're in my dining room right now, and she's going to use the china cabinet to do her legs. Again, we're going to do our low, our medium, and then we're going to hold it up as high as we can. I do not want you grabbing your leg. I do not want you leaning over. I want you to hold it up as long as you can. We're hoping for 10 seconds each time, but no kicking it up and no holding it up. So I'm going to turn it around to Kira. Can you see yourself? All right. So we're going to pay attention to Kira's feet, and she's going to pull a low. Now, again, make sure that toe is nice and pointed. Make sure that your body is nice and straight. You're holding your frame using that core nice and tight. And then we're holding for 10 seconds and then bringing it down and then going to our other side. Now we're going to demonstrate our medium. Bring it up to a medium, please. Medium is waist high. Again, make sure that you are bringing that up waist high, holding your core. It's going to use every part of you to hold your leg up that high. Now, again, Kira likes to tilt, so I tell her every week not to tilt, but bring that leg up as high as you can, keeping those hips nice and square. Bring it up and hold. And like I said, making sure that you're not tilting. We're not using the china cabinet to hold us up. That's just there to keep our balance and making sure that we are not moving all around and we're not jumbling around and falling. Once we're done with that, we are fully stretched. We're ready to go. We're going to start off with kicks today. Now, last week we were on the floor and we were putting our hands in front of us and we were kicking that leg up just a little tiny bit, using that inside groin muscle to try to keep our legs up high. Today, what I want you to do is I want you to bring your arms to a V in front of you, and then you are going to take that leg and kick it up behind your elbow, bringing your foot past your arm. Now, your V should be at shoulder height. So again, you're going to bring that V out right in front of you and you're going to kick behind your arm as high as you can go. I want you guys to be doing 30 of these on each side. Your toe is pointed, your knee is nice and locked, and you're making sure you're holding your form. I don't want 30 fast kicks. I know you guys. I know how you guys like to rush through these. But I want you to really kick it up, bring it back down, kick it up again, bring it back down, but make sure it is when you're bringing it up, you're kicking hard, and then you're retracting that foot just as hard as you kicked it up. Okay, so I'm going to have Kira demonstrate. Here she is. Okay, she's got her V, and then she's going to kick that leg up behind and make sure she brings it back down, whacking it up and whacking it back down. Whack up, whack back down. Whack up, whack back down. Make sure you're not dropping those arms and you're keeping them at shoulder length and bringing that foot all the way behind that elbow. Try the other side. Nice. Keep your balance. Make sure you're always bringing your balance and holding in that core. That was in front of your arm. Let's keep it behind. Okay, nice job. All right, so once you do that, that is again 30 kicks on each side. I want you to get down, and I want you then to do 15 push-ups. Girls, again, I know you. Keep your butts down. Make sure you're holding your butt down, and make sure you're nice and straight and bringing your chest down to the floor. Don't cheat. Make sure you're bending those arms in a nice 90-degree angle, okay? Once you're done with your 15 push-ups, we are going to do my favorite Frankenstein kicks. You can make zombie noises. You can pretend to chase people through the house. That's totally fine. So again, your Frankenstein kick, you're going to hold your arms out like you're a zombie. And you are going to make sure that your hips are staying nice and square. I know a lot of you like to kick to the side. I want these straight out in front of you. I do not want open kicks. I do not want an open hip. I want you making sure that you're kicking nice and straight. And you're going to bring it up over your zombie arms. Now, zombie arms, we all know they're right at the shoulder. So make sure your zombie arms are nice and straight. Again, pointed toe, locked knee. In cheer and Poms, we do not bend our knees. We are like little wooden dolls. So you want to make sure, Kira's over here doing jumps, so sorry for the trembling. You want to make sure those knees are locked, those toes are pointed, and you have one nice straight line. So I'm going to turn it around, and Kira is going to do a Frankenstein kick for you on each side. So here's her zombie. You got to make zombie noises. Zombie. But don't turn your hips. Keep your hips nice and square.
I look so weird.
So you can chase your family around, but I do want 30 kicks on each side. Now this is where the fun comes in. It is nice outside. So if you don't have the room in your house, you can move outside. But if you do have the room in your house, I do want you to do some tumbling. I know it's your guys' favorite. I know I don't have to push very hard. And I know you guys will enjoy it. So I want you to start off with something that I know a couple of you are going to go, ugh, when you hear. But I want you guys to start off with your forward roll into a standing position. I know that's something that we've been struggling with, and it is something that we need to get down because forward rolls are something that you're going to end up doing. Once we've moved on from your forward rolls, I want you to do them quite a few times. Usually we're going up and down the purple mat quite a few times. So let's say 10 of those at the very minimum. 10, ladies. 10, 10, 10. Okay. Once we are done with our forward rolls, we'll work onto our cartwheels. Again, make sure those knees are locked. Make sure those toes are pointed. Make sure that you are not bending your pelvis in and you're keeping it straight above yourself and bringing them both over into a finish. You guys know what I mean by finish. That is your finishing pose once you are done. These are not running cartwheels. These are just cartwheels. Once you've done cartwheels, you can then choose to do a bout of running cartwheels or your power cartwheel, which you know I love the big hop. Get that knee nice and high and make sure you're popping before you go into your power cartwheel. Once we're done with cartwheels, I want to go to one-handed. A lot of you guys want to pull the big tricks. If you want to pull the big tricks, we got to get the small tricks in first. Those one-handed cartwheels are getting you closer and closer and closer to pulling those harder tricks, including the all loved by every one of you, the aerial. You cannot get to an aerial until you have hit a good cartwheel, a good one-handed cartwheel, and then you start going for the no hands. Okay, so we've done our cartwheel, our power or running cartwheel, our one-handed cartwheel. Next, we're going to move on to our round-offs. Again, ladies, make sure we're clicking those ankles at the top, bringing them down, switching our hips around, and coming down together, finishing in that half-squatted positions with our arms straight out in front of us. After we're done with the round-offs, let's try our kickovers. You know, this is where you're in your handstand and you're kicking your legs over. Make sure that you have somebody spotting you. Some of you, I do not want to have you doing this on your own. I want you to be having a spotter and making sure someone is holding you. Now, I have many different levels in my class. So if this is where you need to stop, this is where you need to stop. For the girls that are over the kickover, let's start working on those walkovers. Remember, when you bring yourself over, do not land your feet right next to each other. Stagger them. Walk yourself up. Make sure you're pulling together. Once you're done with all of that, I want you guys to have a little bit of fun. What I would like is I would like you to do a tumbling pass for me. And you know a tumbling pass has a minimum of 3 skills. So you can pick from any of the ones that I listed. Your cartwheels, your power cartwheels, your round-offs, one-handed, kickover, walkovers. And even if you are there attempting a little bit more, show me. But I would like a full tumbling pass. So videotape it, get somebody out there with you, let them have some fun with you, call it off. But in your tumbling pass, I want to see at minimum 3 tricks, and I want to see you end it off just the way you would do it on stage. So everybody remembers, you turn, you pose, you bow, and you go. But that is, I think, way more than an hour's worth of stuff to play with. I do miss you guys so very much. So again, please post and tag the studio, tag myself on Facebook, and let me see what you guys are up to, and let me see those tumbling passes. Okay? We'll talk to you soon. I am missing you terribly. Please stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Go Fierce. Bye.